Kallister into a Nico draft. Almost feels like they're baiting the Kallister, but Viper won't fall for it.
No, not
He's
this
going
time.
to play the Jhin, which is also very strong in the early 2v2.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Kallister is still trying to get through this top lane against Keen's Aurora is going to be a tough one. All right, big cheers from the crowd here at Lol Park. Pretty full house here today as well.
Peanut's going to look for a dive here. Let's see if this works better than the EWC ones.
Yeah, you can see Keen does bounce away to the other side, but Delight not too worried about it. He's a cannon minion, just having a great time here as a Realm Warp from Zeka will be able to deliver him, and I don't think Keen's surviving this one. Down he will go. Is that his first blood? The answering kill is going to happen on the top side of the map here as Duro able to tank off the last hit of the turret.
He picks up a lot of money from this, but at least HANWHA were able to shut that Aurora down, finally.
Yeah, very, very nicely done that they do manage to kill Keen, but the fact that Zeus goes down does mean that things are relatively even. He is now in a pretty weird spot, as now Canyon gets the smite on that last grub, and Duro is just waiting for this Gwen. So it's likely that Zeus is just dead yet again. He does flash, try and get himself out of the way, but the Cyclone should be able to catch up to him. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the game plan was.
Yeah, that was really bizarre, but at least they get the scuttle.
Huh? Yeah, and the last grub.
And the Wukong is going to use the gold well.
Okay, it's a little bit weird. Pop Blossom is going to come through there as Duro's only level 5. Zeka's going to move over, and maybe he gets another one. He doesn't even get an assist as Viper out of the map, and now Zeus left to the Wolves. Or maybe the Cows, as he just gets knocked up to high heaven and can't even get the needlework out. That is going to be Pizza Warfare over to Gen G. Duro this time, he has the ultimate, so tanking the turret even easier.
They just get the turret too here, I think, and maybe even grab the whole feats of strength. They're going to need another wave, but it's coming through. There needs to be an answer here for HANWHA Esports, because on the other side of the map, they're just crashing a wave into top turret. There is no cross map here for HLE. Rotation down from Delight. There's the TP. They've got to do something.
Well, they are going to at least save the turret. Let's see whether they can get anything else as well, as Delight does manage to find the snare. Viper there as well with the deadly flourish. And Canyon...
That bottom side turret was punished from Gen G, but they got the summoners. They got a lot of tempo from this. So even though Drake goes over, I feel like Gen G are happy with the position they're in. Now 2,000 gold ahead.
Well, Zeus is farming out this wave underneath the turret. To get Zeka to relative safety is now Zeus in a little bit of trouble, but now Delight makes his way over, finds the Pop Blossom, almost just, in fact, does die to the turret, and I don't even think they kill Chovy. So that was weird. This Rift Herald. Delight thankfully up and available once again, as you got the Aurora and the Gwen both on flank angles, but Keen taking a little while longer to get here. See whether HLE can actually find a way in as Duro. He's ready. He's ready to look for this, as there is the smite from Canyon. Duro finding the pulverize, but it's only on to one, as now Zeka able to get a fair bit of DPS. Duro trying to run his way out as the needlework comes in. Dawning Shadow, Zeus so close to death, but Tibber's not able to burn that one out just yet. Great knockback there with the Crescent Guard out of Peanut. They are still trying to get out, and that is the route connecting. Keen able to lock that one down. Another flash going to be burned there as Zeka is just going to get pooped on the noggin by Canyon. A big team fight win there from Gen G, and they managed to get the objective.
Gen G just looking like they are a tier above. Such a far cry from the close games we saw from these teams all year long up until this point. Jovi's going to grab this turret as well as a second charge goes over in the top lane. This game is all but over. 5,500 gold to lead at 16.5 minutes for the Senna composition.
So it doesn't look like HLE will get any look in at this dragon.
They see Duro's there. They're like, I guess we can't go for anything onto Keen as Zeka tries to push this in, but like you said, not going to get this bounty. So much of the gold is on those three.
Teleport in from Zeus. Gets him behind them.
They have a control ward here, and he is spotted now. And he's just going to go push mid instead, as it looks like HLE, no confidence to contest this objective. The Jhin, the Rise, nowhere near this. TP going to come through for safety from Keen. And Gen G are saying just +1.
Just to make sure that they get it. The ward does go over, as now Delight getting a snare onto Duro. Now they're going to look away from this Otacon and just destroy Peanut. Zeka able to get out of there, but man, they are not going to be able to defend this Otacon take. And Gen G just own the Rift right now. Keen flashes in, doesn't manage to get Zeka, which was the prime target, but gets his flash as he immediately gets himself the heck out of there. And HLE just cannot...
That's the lead they have. That's the map control they have. Ruler may just be in the ruler spot.
Yeah, he is definitely in the ruler spot, but he does cleanse the slow. Pop Blossom not going to quite find ruler, but he's still dead. They do manage to catch out Duro, who's flashing to get himself away. As GENG losing ruler in the ruler spot is something they're very used to, but now they have to contend with this. The Pulverize, so good in that moment, but Chovy still in so much trouble. He flashes away though, and he survives, and now the Wukong has found them. Finally, the kill does come on through there as they lock down the kill onto the cow at the same time, and now Canyon, a massive shutdown available here for Viper if he can get there, but still Canyon's running away. We need to find some of these bullets as the needlework comes in, and Zeus will finally get a shutdown, and HLE, that is so much money. 50%, so might need to use it earlier than he'd otherwise want, as captive audience is going to be there. They're looking for Viper, who he just wants to walk to join the fight, but Chovy finds the auto, and down goes the Jin before anything could even start.
Yeah, I mean, Zeus is trying to get a turret in the bottom lane, but I think that's all they're going to get here, as this dragon is forfeit. The second dragon here for GENG this game is going to give them more OTP. They know exactly where he is. That back is not going to complete.
Nope, that is not going to work. He's going to do some needle stuff as Duro almost dies, but he is still going to be taken down. Duro is going to live. They get his ult. That is about it.
I mean, it's one of those moments where the observers have to zoom out so you can see the carnage on both sides. As Peanut's exhausted.
Yeah, over the wall goes Canyon. He tries to do something funny, but Ruler comes on over and helps take him down with Keen. And so, yeah, GENG, I think it should just be Baron time.
It is, in fact, Baron time. And GENG are like, maybe they'll contest
patrolling
Tibbers. Yeah, maybe they'll contest and we'll get even more. Nope, it's just going to be a Viper push in the mid lane. He gets caught by Duro, the mid-push police. Yep, we'll push him away. And where's the angle here for HANWHA Life? I mean, Zeka, he doesn't have 16. He will eventually. Now they could really start sieging this base directly.
They're going to have to find more than this. Zeka is just taken down to a quarter health just because Chovy wanted to get his bear out. And
we all want to drop a bear sometimes.
Indeed. As an Australian, I know all about drop bears. And now the Pop Blossom is going to find a couple here as Ruler does cleanse it. Delight, his work is done, but oh god, it was not enough. They do manage to get Keen, congratulations for that one, but their base is now in tatters. Peanut's also going to get slowed down and then destroyed. Ruler getting his revenge after that overstep in mid, and GENG are just going to look to end game number one pretty swiftly here as they follow their Baroned up minions. Viper, oh my goodness, almost just destroyed by his former mid laner as the curtains are going to get called, but I don't think it's for GENG as the bullets are going to sail by. Ruler with the emote spam. Looking pretty cute there, but this Nexus is going to be the focus. Viper will get taken down one more time. And there goes the Nexus. GENG from strength to strength. Remember guys, they got home yesterday. They're back in, different patch, and they still look that good.
Yep, just very little prep time for this. Doesn't matter. Curtain call from Viper this game, and that might have been the biggest gap of all in game one.
I would agree with you there, and maybe Canyon beats Peanut to 2,000. I know Peanut only needs 6 more kills, but at this rate, Canyon might get there first.
You know, based on what we've been seeing from it, it's risen in priority so much in Fearless Draft, especially on the previous patch and now here on 25-14. So the answer is going to be the Keen Sante, bringing it back again.
Yep, this is certainly one of his favorites and has worked in this matchup in the past. It doesn't necessarily make you feel like he's going to slaughter the lane or anything like that, and I honestly feel like they might just be able to do so. Let's dive into the Rift for game 2. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. On to the Rift for game number 2, HLE versus GENG. See whether we can make it to 6 games today. That would be an absolute one. Of course, one of his more successful picks, as he is just going to face check here. Canyon locks this one down as Duro could be in trouble. Viper's here for some reason, but Chovy is also. And now Ruler making his way over. The Valkyrie in as Zeka turns up. Seismic Shove goes down, but Peanut is just dead. Canyon might be traded, but he is going to make it back to the rest of his teammates.
Duro!
As Duro, that was massive. The Shattering Strike so good as Viper's the target, and it's a double kill for Ruler. Zeka as well now trying to run away as the concussive blows comes down, but the crash down is too good here as the shove comes back, but he has to sacrifice himself, and Chovy gets a big old shield, and they do manage to get the feats of warfare off the back of a 5-minute skirmish.
Yeah, not sure if worth with this one. HANWHA Life Esports don't hands check this.
So that's a little bit of a downside for Duro. Delight still has that on him, but there's still time. There is absolutely still time.
It's just interesting to see similar trajectories here, but a faster one for Duro as Chovy may be in trouble.
Yeah, Emperor's Divide doesn't really do too much here as Canyon looking to come in. They do have information, but it is going to be the smite out from Peanut that will work. Still, Delight could be in trouble as he wants to stand beside his teammates, but the all-out is going to prevent that from happening. And that means that the flash position.
Zeka doesn't have flash, you know, and it's an awkward angle if he tries to Weaver's wall in. Even though Chovy's low and doesn't have Emperor's Divide, it's just too greedy, I think, to go in. He's considering it still, though.
Level 6 was just picked up as he does have the Glacial Prison now available. Duro in trouble. There's a public execution to try and lock him down. He does crash over the wall. Winter's Bite follows him. It will be the Grubs going over to HLE. Gets them one step closer as well to those feats. They do manage to get another one of these objectives as we are checking out the bottom side, checking in with the 80 carries, but no real skirmish to break out there. And Duro
surfing. Speaking of surfing, Zeka does show up first.
Yeah, Glacial Prison does come down. There it is. As Canyon is just dead. Peanut gonna go down. And even if the red had have gone over to Canyon, does way too much damage. Just never mind, we've got a Dragon starting up. There is Viper towards bottom side, but he's a fair way away from his teammates. Duro gonna get tagged. There's a Magnet Storm, but it doesn't really get what they want done. Canyon gets into the backline, but he's exhausted, and now Viper will show up. Keen's at full health, though, and I don't think they can make anything happen here. I don't know about that one. Zayas is 3-man! Emperor's Divide from Chovy! As they take down Peanut as well, they take down the Dragon. Chovy does die. Zayas is limping away now. HLE, they're looking for it. Keen wants to be able to find it onto Zayas, but he's toying with them and even finds the kill on the back end.
And it's looking like maybe
doesn't necessarily do the most with one item. Zayas going to move on over to help take this one out. That will happen. 2 minutes until the Dragon as well. Pretty good timer as far as picking this one up. Got a back coming on through here for Keen as he's looking to get himself out of the way. Rift Herald actually invested towards the bottom side. That is going to guarantee the feats of strength here, as first Turret Blood will go over to HLE.
That's also, you know,
it's to get that top out of turret with Canyon's help. He's going to move back towards this mid lane as well. Peanut taking about 17 years to take this Dragon, and that might actually get Gen G over here. The culling going to be invested just to make sure this finally goes down.
The flank from Chovy, too. HLE might just want to let this turret go.
Seismic shove going wide here.
Chovy
gets into the backline, finds nothing with the ulti as Zeka tries to get himself out. They blow up the Braum immediately, but Peanut is so tanky, and the public execution into the backline from Zayas is so good. The all-out now from Keen onto Viper will be able to take him down, but Zeka is there with the damage, and Zayas, how dare you keep limping.
Comfortable fight. There's that TP from Keen.
He's going to come in. Zeka is still here. And Duro threatening that Magnet Storm. They have to be so careful. There's the ulti, and they do push Duro away as Peanut's going to be a 50-50 on the smite, but it's locked down there by Canyon, evening out the Dragon score as Chovy's going to get exhausted, and then the public execution comes down. He holds the ulti, he goes golden. Delight now in an awkward position, and down goes Zeka. He finds the backline, and Viper goes down. Chovy playing it so beautifully, and they obliterate the team fight. HLE were looking so good until it was all done and dusted.
Chovy goes golden. He looks for his angle. He finds the one angle, the best angle that gets him out and takes out the enemy carry. All it takes is a moment he needs to breathe in the
Jobin. As Ruler could be a little bit pushed up. The flash forward there from Viper should be able to spell his demise. Dashing out is Viper, but there's the Cataclysm to slam dunk the Lucian. And Keen will show up in the nick of time as well. Peanut's pretty tanky, but I don't think he's tanky enough to deal with this. As Canyon going down low, but Zeka not going to be able to finish him off. Emperor's Divide, but it's avoided there by Zayas beautifully with the ulti, but it's still so defensive. As Zeka looking for that angle onto Keen, but he is still okay, dashing around like a madman as Zayas.
Eyes towards this Baron. It almost felt like it was intentional with how Ruler was caught, with how quickly the punish came through. Zayas on the flank does not have his ultimate anymore.
Yeah, gets that control ward down. This is somewhat dangerous as now Zeka's going to make his way in. Seismic shove avoided beautifully by the Zhonya's out at Chovy. The Baron getting amongst it though. Ruler is coming in, but he's a little bit late to this as Chovy gets himself out, but now he's not there for this fight. There is no DPS here for Gen G. and it's looking a little bit like a leash. I say leash, Peanut is still not quite here yet. Public Execution doesn't quite get there. Duro gets into the pit. Somehow it's a Braum that locks down the Baron. Down goes Canyon as well as HLE do make their way back into this one in a big way.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a greedy attempt there from the side of GENG, and they do get punished. It's Delight who locks it down, and the outer is still up here for GENG. I think Baron successfully neutered here in terms of the real damage it could have done, and GENG just buys so much space. Still a big win for HANWHA Esports, 3,000 on angle, but is spotted and just gonna be tracked.
Chovy finding the angle onto Delight, the one man without his flash available. He got his redemption off though, and there is the Public Execution. They take down Chovy. The all-out is pretty good though, as it's a double for the Corky. As now Viper dashes forward. He's crazy, but he is able to get himself back out with the Relentless Pursuit once again. A 2-for-2 trade, but GENG still get the inside track on this Dragon.
It's a huge win for Viper in the scenario, but it's not enough. 8,000 damage for
have to use the cleanse and the flash
what a sneaky
to get out of the seismic shove, but Peanut, he is going to go over and check this. Duro is in the pit. He needs to try and find his way out, but he decides not to. Instead, he's going in, looking for an engage. Keen gets in front of him, but it's the Baron that kills him. And HLE, I don't think they want to go for a Baron off the back of this because, of course, they are taking a lot of damage themselves. Chovy, I mean, if these Sand Soldiers get any autos, it feels like they just get destroyed. Why was this?
So, gonna really have to make sure he buys space as GENG once again trying to collapse on him.
Yeah, looking for that angle. The Glacial Prison is going to be collected there by Keen. He's taking so much damage, eats a bunch of the CC, including the Glacial Fissure, as now he's looking to get himself out. The wall is going to be ridden here by Zekka as Keen finds the all-out onto him, and can he take him down? Yes, he can. Zeus gets in there as the Emperor's Divide comes down. They take out the Rel in exchange, and it is not equal at all.
Not a fair trade. That turn on the Zekka from Keen. This guy is insane. Who's flanking whom? Keen turns and takes him out. 2 for 1 here. Support for the solo laners. Viper survives, but Ruler also gets out here. And that is Hex Tech Soul over to GENG. And look at the turn towards Baron.
Yep, that it should be the backbreaker, as Keen is just so incredibly big, man. He's hit critical mass is what it feels like, 6-2 and 7 on this Cassante. And Zeus has had a lead for the majority of this game, but that 1.3k just feels like it means nothing at this point, as Keen is tanking every button that HLE has, and while the rest of his team take the Baron.
This Azir just makes the Baron disappear. If you're not going to be able to get a pick, GENG just get it for free. At this point, if HANWHA bring it back, the gold means nothing. It's all about those tools, and the gold is going to start to balloon further back for GENG as they start to rip these inners off the map. Look at that Hex Tech Slow at work. Delight ignited as Duro swap summoners as they continue to push here. The siege is so strong with this Azir composition. And every single rocket means that you've got to get out of there or you're going to get caught by Chovy's ultimate. You get slowed, you get ulted, the game ends.
And I don't know whether this will come down to an Elder Flip. I just don't think that GENG will let that one happen, as the Baron's still up for another minute and a half. 3.5k, the Rebel Baron power play, but like you say, gold not really meaning too much here. As look at Peanut. He's supposed to be a tank, and he is melting. A fadeaway ulti there is going to save him for the moment, but the turret's not going to be the same situation. As now, look at that, man.
Ruler like 2 shots to the turret somehow.
No, it is insanity how much damage he does. As Canyon looking to get the push here, but Zeus is going to find him. Still think Zeus wins that 1v1, but Canyon looking to try and make his way out as the rest of his team just wanted to end this game. Peanut finds the knock-up onto his former teammate, and the wall comes on through, but I just don't think they really care about walls being set up. And there's another one. This one from Chovy is a lot more devastating. Zekka goes golden himself, and the all-out is just going to murder Keen. That was a little bit of an interesting choice. As now Viper in a decent spot, but it's a triple for Ruler. Make it a quadra. He sees Penta. He sees it in his eyes, and he does so much. There it is! The Pentakill for Ruler in their first match of round 3. GENG remain undefeated, 27-0.
27 series in a row, and so many went the distance. So many went to game 3, went to game 5, but not this one against HANWHA Life Esports. GENG shut them out in a game where they had their backs against the wall for so much of it. Chovy's incredible arm guard and to pick onto Viper.